to Honorable Sam George, the Minister of Communication, was talking about how we re-registered our SIM. Let's listen to him.
If there's one thing that will inform the decision to take us through trouble of re-registering our SIM cards, what would it be? Why are you intending to take us through this trouble? Because we had an earlier one. We went to queue, and particularly myself and the rest of the team here, we went to LWAC because that was we'll queue for hours, report on it on the subject. And then here we are again. You come in as a new minister and you want us to go re-register. Why, Sam George?
Okay. The completion of this program will make it clear as the difference between day and night, the difference between the Mahama administration and the Akufo-Addo government.
What's the difference in relation to this?
Again, the previous administration's SIM re-registration was a poorly thought through initiative, lacking technology, lacking innovation. It was basically, again, an attempt to force through private interest over public interest. Now, I make the point very clear that what we're doing is not a re-registration. You can only re-register something that has already been registered.
I don't understand.
If you're doing a re-registration, it means something's been registered and you want to re-register it again. So you're trying to register something that's been registered.
That is what we did.
Nothing's been registered.
We took our Ghana card, we queued for hours, they even took our bio data.
Roland, and all of that was an abuse of public office. Explain to me. There was absolutely no verification of your data that was taken. And look, if you remember, Roland, I sat in this studio as deputy ranking member on the select committee and raised issues. In fact, I was then nicknamed Stubborn Academy, simply because I kept saying, look, we shouldn't go through this mess. And like I keep saying, Roland, we will do the registration, not re-registration. We're coming to do a proper registration. It's going to be backed by law. Before I do it again, I will go to Parliament to get an LI that would enable me do what I'm going to do. Don't forget, it was one of the things I said, that my predecessor had no legal basis to do what she did because there was no LI to do a re-registration. The only LI we have today was the LI in 2010 that Haruna Idrisu did when he tried to do the first registration. At that time, when Haruna tried to do the first registration, you did not have a single source of truth like you have today with the NIA database. So when Haruna did the first SIM registration, people went with passports, people went with driver's license, people went with all kinds of cards. And there was no way to verify all of those cards.
And the second one went with the Ghana
card. The second one, which Slawusu attempted to do or said she did, was supposed to be using one single source of truth, the Ghana card. Now, I would be grateful if you could call her and ask her, or call the networks and ask the networks, if they verified the Ghana cards that you sent against the NIA database. No such verification was done. So yes, you went with your Ghana card. Everybody was asked to come there with a Ghana card. But you go there with your Ghana card not because they want to look at your handsome or beautiful face on the Ghana card. It's because they want to match the biometric details that the Ghana card is carrying and holding on the NIA database. And then they cross-reference that with the new biometrics you're submitting. That's the technology behind it.
I don't understand. You
there
mean
was
none
no
of this
query.
Was done?
There was absolutely no queries done. And so basically it was a waste. That's why I said it was an act of pure wickedness and insensitivity.
So where's our data?
You need to ask my predecessor and those who run it. But that's why I'm saying, look, this is going to settle the matter. Roland, what we're doing now is to pick whatever data sits there that was not cross-referenced and do the matching. And that's why I said the registration we're going to do is going to be tech-driven, but human-centered. I don't expect to see you queue. I don't expect to see any Ghanaian queue. And you have my word for it. Nobody's going to queue. You're not going to have to go to LWAC especially if your data matches. Because look, it's a very simple flow we're doing. So Roland's number is 0244 555 666. Now, when Roland registered for his NIA card, he was asked to submit the numbers he has. You remember? When you registered for your Ghana card. And so the NIA has your number, 0244 555 666, linked with your Ghana card. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to pick the biometrics that you supposedly submitted, if it's still there, and run it through the database to see if it matches what you submitted to the NIA. If it does match, the next thing is your first name and last name and middle name matching.